Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi.
Ladies and gentlemen, July 1st, 2022. It's What's the Odds with Steve Renazizi. I'm joined by Bretton Biddlecombe and Lucas Hurl. There we all are. And we've got a lot to talk about. It's been a week and the whole world is upside down. We
talked
a
Stranger
little bit
Things reference?
Because my son woke up at 4:00 in the morning. My wife planned a beach day and she was like, we're leaving at like 10. And he's like, I'm not going. And she's like, I planned this for you. Now, I don't go to the beach days. I don't do beach. We have a lot of beaches around here. They're lovely. I've got a nice pool in the backyard. I've got shit to do. We've got a party happening on Monday.
You don't do
you
the
guys
sun
go to
well.
the fucking beach.
Saw the Yankees photo. You had a 10-gallon bucket hat on.
Because Ari told us we were sitting in the bleachers, which we would have died had we sat in the bleachers. I was prepared for fucking roasting in the sun. That's what I wear to play golf. I keep my shit under fucking wraps, dude.
God, I hope you make the tournament. Only dudes are just like decked out in like a beekeeper costume to stay out of the sun while you play professional golf.
I'll take it off when they put the green jacket on me, Brendan. I'm not stupid. Okay? I know how dumb I look in it.
But sorry, I took you off your
Way,
tangent.
this week
you got a new one? Jesus Christ.
Lucas,
you missed it, Lucas. He was on a cherry Coke cake. Are you guys kidding me?
Don't be a dork, dude.
It's 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Not for me, it's not. It's 12:15 here. And it's fucking 5 p.m. somewhere. No, last week it was black cherry Coke, and now it's this week I just wanted a little something lighter for the pod, something to wet my whistle so that I can go off on. I mean, I meant the world is upside down. I was going to give a Stranger Things reference. You beat me to it. Yeah. So Jackson was up at 4:00 in the morning so that they can go to the beach at 10. And so he watched like 3 episodes, I think, already. I have no idea. I didn't even ask him. So, no, I meant like more, and then also sports, everything that we knew, like, and no one wants to play for the Nets anymore. Nobody wants to be in the Pac-10 or whatever it is now. The Pac-10, I mean, UCLA and USC are going to join the Big Ten in 2024. Am I correct in that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, it makes zero sense to me unless it's just, and obviously it's financial, but it's like, what are you going to do to these kids? I mean, the traveling. Rutgers is in the Big Ten. It's like,
it definitely, it's a distinct disadvantage because you look at like Miami and you look at Seattle in the NFL, and they always have brutal travel schedules when they got to go across the country. And it definitely wears on the players.
You got Rutgers, Penn State. What if you had, can you have 2 road games in a row?
Think so.
But if you're USC, can you possibly? So if you have USC and you're going to play Penn State and Rutgers back-to-back weeks on the road, you're going to fly to Penn State, fly to Pennsylvania, fly back home for 2 days, fly back to fucking Rutgers, play there, and fly back home.
Probably not. I'd imagine they just find a field and find a hotel and stay a little while.
They're in school. If they were professionals, that's one thing, dude. They're in fucking school.
They're in school for football.
Look, as long as we're calling what it is, like these guys are just gonna. This is a professional football team's schedule now.
Yeah.
Road-wise, this would be like if the NFL put a team in London, and you either had to go there once or twice a year, or they had to travel 8 times a year.
That'll never happen. That should never happen, but it'll never happen.
That's what you could get to Iceland quicker from New York than you could to get to California, and you're going to say like these guys are going to go back and forth. It's pretty crazy. And I understand it's all about money, and eventually I think all the money will end up in two conferences, and then they'll just be like an AFC and an NFC in football, in college football.
I'm
Like
fine with that.
The SEC will dominate, and maybe the Big Ten will dominate. You'll have the Big Ten, East, West, and Midwest, and you'll have the SEC East, West, and Midwest, and all the revenue money can be shared to. It's like it makes more sense. There's now that I think that the name and likeness thing is happening, and everyone sort of is a free agent. You've got the what's it called? Not the bubble, the where you can transfer portal. The portal. It's run more like a professional sports league, like the NFL. And so therefore, it's like if you're going to go in that direction, it seems like everything else is going in that direction because it is a business, then yeah, I guess scheduling and things like that will have to take on more of a professional type, look to them. You're going to have huge road trips and teams that go back to back, weeks on a 6-hour journey each way. So it'll be interesting. I mean, I only think about it for football, but basketball. I mean, could they possibly play? And could you have? I mean, you'd have to have road trips for their basketball teams.
Yeah,
you'd have to play like 4 games on the road. You'd have to go play Penn State, Rutgers, Ohio State, and Iowa, and then fly home. That could be a week. So it's I don't know. It's strange to me. It's money. But eventually, I think that's where it's all going to be. You're going to have 2 conferences divvying up the money amongst the teams that are in them. And that will be the face, the new look of college sports going forward.
So do you think the ACC teams join the SEC? Talking about Clemson, Miami.
Yeah, everyone has to go. Like, it's going to be whose conference is going to be the most powerful and can make the best deals with networks and can garner the most money. And once everything starts to tip to that side, if you're the, I don't know, ACC and you see everyone's going to the Big Ten because they've got the best deals and 3 of your schools from the ACC leave to go to the Big Ten. Well, then eventually it's like, well, fuck it, dude. We just got to go join up with the Big Ten because, we can't, the money that we can make and split for 8 teams is not nearly as much as if we just went over there and fucking glommed onto them.
Which I didn't think the Pac-12 was that good to begin with. As far as power conferences,
it's solid. I mean, not in college football, really.
A lot of buzz
occasionally.
out of the Pac-12.
Are you talking about players transitioning to pro?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm saying the level it's not comparable to the Big Ten.
They get good wide receivers out of USC, and UCLA occasionally produces a running back, and you've
had some great quarterbacks come out of both those schools.
Yeah.
You've had great quarterbacks. You've
Herbert,
Troy Aikman. Aikman.
Well, we're going all the way back to Troy Aikman.
What about Justin Herbert?
Yeah,
Herbert,
he's the exception, but I'm looking like Sam Darnold.
Don't draft USC quarterbacks.
Carson Palmer. I don't know how you feel about his career, but I mean, he's an Arizona State. What about
But there's been plenty of busts. I mean, look at every Ohio State QB in the NFL.
What about Jake? Jake
Walker.
No, remember he was an Arizona State quarterback.
Oh yeah, Jake the Snake. Jake Plummer.
Jake the Snake. Yeah, Plummer. That was it. I was like, what about
Rob Gronkowski, Pac-10 guy?
There's a lot of great. I mean, football.
Yeah, it's solid.
Jake Mariota. You've had some good.
I'm just saying the level of competition isn't. There's a lot of haves and have-nots. You have USC, UCLA,
but that's any conference.
You also have to think about it like this, and I mean, if you're a kid, the majority of the kids in America live in a time zone where they don't ever really watch UCLA on TV or the Pac-10, 12, whatever it is now. They play late. Their games most people don't watch their games live. They're watching highlights or whatever, and they're seeing highlights. Except if you live on the West Coast. That's about it. Everyone else is pretty much going to bed. It's been a long day of football. So there is bias to going, everybody wants to go to school at UCLA, USC because, you're in California and shit like that. But, there is bias as far as having recruiters be like, you're going to be on, the fucking 1:00 game every Saturday on ESPN, for the majority of your college football career. That's a big pull. That's glamorous, especially to fucking this generation. These guys, TikTok. It's all I'm doing is I don't even know I'm part of these TikTok videos.
You're on TikTok?
The
No,
back
I'm
of his
not.
head is on
Okay, good.
TikTok.
I'm
Good.
on Autistic Talk. That's what I am. I don't know. Sometimes I'm in these things. Snapchat, my son will take pictures. I don't even know what he's taking pictures of. He gets more points for pictures. It's wild, dude. But that's what they want. This is what they want. They want followers and likes, and 1 p.m. games on ESPN can get you those things. Telling your girlfriend to stay up till midnight to watch you as an offensive lineman for Hawaii.
See,
isn't
I'm
the
gonna miss
sexiest thing
that
in
though.
the
I
world.
hope that they keep those games if they're on the West Coast, because there's nothing
They
better.
have to. What are they going to do? I mean, there's not like football's not going to happen in California and Hawaii. They're just going to have to. It's going to be the SEC West or whatever.
Yeah, but I
That's
just
what
hope
it's
they
gonna
have the
be.
late night, like 9 p.m. games, because there are still people that watch them.
Yeah,
They will if it
Fucking
makes
love it.
money.
comedians on the West Coast. It's a very specific demographic. Yeah, no, it's I couldn't even believe that was a fucking real thing that I was seeing yesterday. I thought that was one of those jokes. But yeah, apparently
Hey, it's pretty awesome. Lucas gets to see Iowa at least every other year now.
Yep.
yeah, that's true. That is true. You're gonna have Iowa at the Rose Bowl, or wherever the fuck.
The Coliseum.
Where do
Yeah.
the Bruins play at the Coliseum?
No, the Bruins play at the Rose Bowl. USC plays at the Coliseum.
I mean, your Coliseum, yeah. Coliseum's such a shithole, though, dude.
It's fine.
I spent those 2 years of fucking Rams games at that place.
We have some good
It's like-
memories there. The Bills kicked the shit out of them when they were out
There's
there
no
that one
fucking
time.
shade, dude. There's no shade anywhere there. You're talking
Well,
about the sun.
Don't go
You're on the-
outside.
What do you mean? The whole game is
Don't
outside.
go outside.
The whole game happens there.
Take an umbrella.
I went to the Yankee game yesterday or Wednesday with Ari and a group of great comedians. Chris O'Connor was there. The Are We Garbage guys are there. Sean and those guys. So it was awesome. We had a fun time. The Yankees won 5-3. A lot of beer was drank. My kids and my wife went, so they drove me home. They get to see drunk dad drive. I didn't drive home, obviously. My wife did. Took 2.5 hours. I had to pee in a bottle.
Oh my God. In front of
what
your
do you mean?
kids?
Yeah, they're boys.
How big was the bottle?
A gallon size Coke. A gallon.
Okay.
No,
Because
it's
that's
like
always
big
a risk
bottle.
when you pee in a bottle as a man, is like,
You don't even know how much you're about to do out. How
Yeah.
much,
yeah.
No, it was I filled up we got Gatorade, the not the small ones, the fat one. I filled
Yeah.
up one of those. Filled it to the brim. I had like 6 of those tall boy Bud Lights. Lot of fun, a lot of laughs. It was good. Yeah, the Yankees. I mean, look, we're leveling off, and that's fine. I worry that Boston was 20-6 in the month of June for the most part, and they lost a game and a half. If you can believe that. I'm happy to, but it's things are going to tighten up. Boston's not going anywhere. 13th game lead is fine.
They'll tighten up a little bit, but you're going to get Chapman back. The team's going to get better.
We're going to get rid of Chapman is what we're going to do. Chapman is not signed. This is his last year. So, where does Chapman fit? You're going to move Clay Holmes out of the closer role? This guy's fucking lights out, dude. So I would be more than willing to listen to any offers for Chapman, for any other team, much preferably, probably almost deal breaker to be in the National League. But you're a closer away from making a run at something. You think you need something? Holler at your boy, because we're not going to re-sign him. I think he's on the back end of the bell curve. He's a little more injured than he used to be. He still throws fast, but he can get wild. And I think our bullpen and what we got coming through the system is strong enough to go, we're okay with that. So I wouldn't mind seeing that. And if you want to take fucking Joey Gallo too, Chapman and Gallo, have at him. You can take Joey Gallo. 0 for his last 26.
Yeah.
14 fucking strikeouts. Booed at home, booed on the road. everywhere. This guy is a walking boo right now. He is. It hasn't worked out as well as Rizzo's played, as poorly as fucking Joey Gallo's played. Yeah, I guess he's an all-star. I mean, a Gold Glove winner in the outfield, but with Judge playing center, we don't really need. We have some flexibility in the outfield, and Giancarlo Stanton seems to be fine playing the outfield, and health-wise, he's been holding up pretty well, and he actually plays a pretty decent outfield. So Joey Gallo can go too. He can hit the road. But I don't know if they both stayed and they were the pieces that we know need, maybe I'm okay with that as well. But I will definitely listening to offers for those two guys. I think they should maybe get some young stuff. The year that we traded, we weren't going to make the playoffs. We traded Chapman away and we traded Andrew Miller away. And we got back Gleyber Torres and fucking a bunch of other Clint Frazier and some other guys they thought they were going to work out really well. And then that offseason, fucking Chapman was a free agent and they just re-signed him. So we can do the thing where, maybe if we get rid of him and trade him again, get a piece for him. If he really wants to come back to New York, or for some reason we really want to have him, I'm sure he'd be willing to re-sign and come back. But I think it's the move. I don't think he fits anymore. I mean, you can't have him pitch in the 8th inning. A guy like that is a guy that's like, he has to be the closer or he's going to have no confidence whatsoever. So you can't move him to the 8th inning. And, you're going to move Clay Holmes back to the 8th inning? Sure, that might work out. But what happens when fucking Chapman blows a save or blows 2? Then he's going to lose his job, and then you got nothing. So, I'd rather trade him while people still think he's, coming off of a small injury in the COVID list. But, his arm is still alive, is great. But as far as like needing him, I don't think we do. I think we got what we need right now.
You'd make a great GM, just sucking down sprites and lying to people on the phone. Oh yeah, he's got all his confidence. You want him right now,
Yeah.
Gallo? Come on, man. That's a hiccup.
He's in a small slump
good
right now.
He's good.
Get him off my book.
He's seeing
my secretary.
the ball.
Dude, he has law. He's talking to himself when he walks back to the fucking dugout. It's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad. Boone got tossed the other day. They're calling so many fucking low strikes on Aaron Judge. So many goddamn low strikes. He has more non-strikes called on him this year than any other player. Because he's 6'7".
Is that a fact or is that a Steve fact?
Yes. No, that is a fact.
Because that sounded like a Steve fact.
No,
I heard from a guy.
Lucas, look that shit up. More.
I don't know if is that a stat they track?
It is a strat. Yes, StatCast. They track them all, dude.
Okay.
StatCast knows how many times you fucking pulled out gum. They know everything. StatCast.
Well,
he has the most strikes called on him, mostly low because the man's 6'7", and these guys are trained to see a certain pitch and go, "That's a strike." But on a normal person, the normal 6-foot guy, it's a strike. On a 6'7" guy whose knee is a lot higher than most other people's knees, it is not a strike.
Look, man, as a short man, I did not have a lot of advantages, but the one I did have in baseball was my strike zone was about that big.
All right, Ricky Henderson used to do the crouch. He would lean all the way back. He made a strike zone like this big. Because he was a walking double. If he got on, he is a double. He's going to second. Go ahead, Lucas. Fill us in.
According to Newsday, yes, he has 53 pitches that were outside the strike zone called strikes, the most calls of the year.
I stand corrected. But the year is young, Steve.
It is young, but as of right now, that's what's going on.
Question.
Yes?
How do you feel about this automated strike zone coming in 2024 with the new Big Ten?
I love it.
Yeah.
As long as it speeds the game up.
Rob Manfred's into it, dude. He wants to,
it's
Major League
too
Baseball
slow.
wants to
Speed it up.
They want to get the clock, the shot clock, get the automated strike zone. They have it ready to go. It's all ready to be there.
And there will still be umpires?
yes, there will be necessary. You have to have the umpire will call the ball on the strike. What happens is, because they did it at the Ducks Stadium over here. What happens is, right, pitch comes in. There's a little, like a red light looking out above, like where the batter's eye is. That thing lights up, strike. Doesn't light up, ball. That's how it works. He still does that. He still, calls, plays at home plate, check swings, shit like that. Can all still be, that's all his job or their job, whatever the fuck, someone's job. But yeah, it's easy.
So he basically goes from being an umpire to being the guy that would light up the goal lamp in hockey.
Yeah, but also you still call. There's nuance. There's check swings. There's it's like.
And then what happens? What happens if someone hacks in? Dude. I know, but I'm just devil's advocate. What if someone hacks into the system, and now we got a Houston Astros situation where balls and strikes are being called when they're not supposed to be, or an Oscars moment where we're in the World Series and he makes the wrong movement, and now he's called the wrong thing, and he's got to go, no. There's actually this.
I don't know what happens when the robots take over the fucking planet, dude. I don't know what the next step is. All I know is that some fat guy who's been in the league for 22 years. I don't believe that he's trained his eye as well as a 22-year-old kid who spent his entire, teens and life getting ready.
It is silly. Yeah, I agree.
There should be a thing where it's like, we got it now. We replay everything else. Like, the guy steals second and it's a bang, bang play. And the guy calls him out, but now we look back at it and goes, oh shit, he didn't see the tag, got under his leg and didn't hit it. All right, great. Reverse the call.
Yeah.
But I mean, this shit, that the man is 6'7" and he's getting balls called at his fucking ankles, strikes. It's like, it doesn't make sense. And now you're getting people tossed out of games because someone's got to stick up for this fucking guy. I mean, imagine if you took back those 53 pitches. How many at bats is that? The guy would have 30, maybe another 2-3 more home runs. So, I'm happy that they're sticking up for him, and then he gets frustrated a little bit, but he lets fucking Boone be the bad guy. That fight the other day, speaking, there've been some pretty good fucking baseball fights recently. The Angels and the Mariners, that was a pretty good one the other day. I love Phil Nevin getting in the middle of this. Phil Nevin is no joke, dude. Phil Nevin will knock you the fuck out. He's the old Yankees third base coach, and then they got rid of him this year, and he had a couple choice words for them after. But yeah, Phil Nevin is not a guy he's a guy that's led the charge. I think he got suspended 10 games.
Yeah. He's
the manager of the fucking team. He must have been throwing punches because you don't get 10 games. He got the most. I think he had more than anyone that even was started the fight. So he must have been throwing fucking punches.
Well, he finished the fight, Steve.
That's good. And then last night, the Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays got into it. A little kerfuffle over, I guess, the fucking Justin Kirk or whatever his name is got hit. And I guess he's been hit a lot recently. And homeboy came out. And then it's like, the fucking stupid bullpens come out to nothing. Why do you guys run out? What are you going to run out for? If they run out, they should have to fight. Why don't the bullpens fight the other bullpen out the bullpen so you can have two things to look at? You got one fight going on over there, but if that shit's boring and it's just a lot of jawing, well, you never know. Two fucking pitchers who didn't like each other at the University of Arkansas can fucking bark and start throwing hands. We got another option. You know what I'm saying? Makes more sense. But yeah, no, baseball, shot clock, automate the fucking strike zone. You'll get less there'll be no question then. That's it. Just there's no arguing. You'll take the arguing out for the most part, unless you get a check swing situation, which sometimes the home plate umpires don't let the first place umpires do it. And then that bothers me. It's like, let that guy do his fucking job. But anyway, I think all those are great improvements. Baseball needs to move along. The game I was at the other day was 2 hours and 52 minutes. Manageable. Very, very manageable. Not a lot of horse shit. But, you're never going to shave it down too much because the commercials, these networks need 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So you're not cutting down time in between innings. So that's 4 minutes and 30 seconds per inning times 9. That you'll never get rid of that. Because that's not going away.
Mhm.
They want to cut down the time in between all the bullshit that happens in the game and move it along for the fans. In the stadium, they do the stupid horseshit fucking games, the kiss cams and all that stuff. At home, you have commercials, but that time's never going away. You notice no one's ever said like, hey, why don't we take 30 seconds away from the time in between? These guys don't need to throw fucking 10 warm-up pitches, and the infield doesn't need to go, to make sure that they still know how to catch a ground ball. Everyone knows what the fuck they're gonna do. Go out, throw 3 warm-up pitches, third one down, infield, everybody gets a ground ball, and let's go. Next guy up. But you're never gonna see that because that cuts into the fucking money, and nobody wants to do that. So they got to figure out how to do it in between the innings, and that's shot clock and shit like that. That's what they'll do. I'm for it because nobody wants to sit through a fucking 4-hour baseball game that's like 6-2. Nobody. No one. Not even no one. It's boring. That being said, I'm spending the entire weekend staring at fucking 10U baseball games. They're not boring, but they are tedious at times. We can get tedious. There's a shortage of umpires. Brent, I think this is a good calling for you.
I was an umpire when I was a kid.
Dude, you got to get back in the game.
I had a dad follow me to my car. And my dad drove me. That's how young I was. And he followed me to our car, and my dad had to let him know the game ended. So I'm not doing that shit. I hated it. People are assholes. Parents are assholes, dude. This was like a 40-year-old man wanted to fight a 15-year-old kid.
Fighting is you cannot have that. Snarkiness, I can't get away from. I got warned the other day. Between us, I got warned.
Yeah, I mean, my dad used to get thrown out. He got thrown out of a few of my games.
The team we were playing, the kid was on the back of the rubber. He kept his foot on the back of the rubber, took his sign, and then put his foot on the rubber and then went into the stretch, which is, you can't do that. You have to be on the rubber when you get your sign so that someone could take a lead. Our coach kept saying that to the umpire, and he said he didn't see it. Jonah's pitching the next inning, right? And we're barking at him, telling him like he's doing it every time, Blue. He's not listening to us, right? Jonah goes out there, and Jonah's got a quick pickoff move where he just steps back and twists his ankle and he doesn't throw, but he just looks. It's like a quick, like little boom, just to kind of get you to go back to first. The umpire calls time, walks out to the mound, and the coach was like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "I'll talk to him for a second." And he goes, "Show me that move." And he could see, he goes, "All right, yeah, I saw that. I thought you were not lifting off your foot. I thought you were just twisting your foot on the rubber and not coming back." And he's walking back, and he goes, "What did you tell him?" Our coach did. He goes, "Oh, I just wanted to make sure he was not just moving it. He was moving his foot, not actually just twisting it." And I go, "That you see? That you can see." And he takes his mask off, and he looks at me, he goes, "One more and you're going to the car." And I was like, 10-4. He puts the mask back on. I mean, but that's like, I'm not going to follow him in the car, but I got to be snarky.
I got followed to the car, dude. I'm not doing that ever again.
We need you back in the game, dude. We have no umpires, and the ones we have are either.
Well, if you think the strike zone is low right now, wait till I get in there and I'm crouched down. It's going to be
for 10 years. That's what we need. We need we need you. We need a manageable strike zone, dude. Most of the old guys don't want to bend down, so they're just calling anything they think might be a strike. Yeah. It's wild. And we only get one per. You need 2 umpires now at this level. Everyone's stealing and running around. There's shit happening everywhere. We only get 1 a game for the most part. Sometimes you get 2. It's an umpire shortage. And I think you would be the perfect person to get back in there and show us like, hey, man, I've made my millions.
Well, you know me. I'm looking for a summer job.
Plus, you can bet on it. You could be one of those cricket umpires that takes fucking bribes and shit like that.
Yeah.
So you can make a little side money on this, not saying that I've ever encountered anything like that. Wink, wink. But, there's ways to make side money, if you know what I'm saying, Brendan. All right. It's not just all getting yelled at. But
well, that was my experience.
The guy followed you to his car.
I got yelled at so much, and I wasn't a bad umpire. I mean, I probably wasn't the best. I was 15, but dude, it was scary at times.
Oh, that's terrible, Blue. Blue, come on. That's 2 today, Blue. 2 in the first inning. You trying to take it from us, Blue?
Hey man,
That's what I get.
I'm 2 years older than your kid.
Oh. You
What do you
fucking
want?
suck, Blue.
I'm getting paid $15 to be here.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, it's a thankless job.
Yeah.
You do get paid a little bit of money, but it is a pretty thankless job. But I just thought it'd be good for you. You love sports. You know, you're sort of
Not that much.
You've got some free time on your hands. You feel like you could be giving back a little bit. Why not? You know, I think it'd be good for you and good for your spirit.
The average starting
What?
salary for a rookie umpire, can you guess it?
Wait, in the major leagues?
In
Yeah.
majors, it'd
Hold on,
probably
hold
be 180,
$110,000.
180,
110.
150. You guys are right.
split the difference.
Yeah, we're pretty much 150.
It's not
and
bad,
there's no,
That's not bad. I'll get yelled at for 150K.
but that's at the professional level.
oh yeah, but you're also
I was working
flying
for
first class.
Waterford Parks and Rec. 12-year-olds getting $15 in a Gatorade to be out
you
there in
gotta
the
put the
sun
gear
for
on, dude.
3 hours.
You got to put a lot of gear on now.
Yeah.
Shoulder pads, chest
was
protectors,
miserable.
the knee things. Dude, and they're getting blasted in the fucking sun. Yeah, for like $50 a game. It ain't great.
It wasn't that much when I was doing it.
$50 a game? I think
I was getting 15 a game. This was
$15.
Yeah, dude, this was 19 years ago.
Dude, $15
Yeah.
for a 2-hour game? God damn, dude. Where'd you
Yeah.
live? The poorest place in America? Where
No.
was this fucking
No,
place?
actually, it was the second richest county in America.
Wow. $15 for a fucking 2-hour baseball game. No wonder no one signed up to do it.
Yeah.
Children. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like if you're a child.
Yeah, that was like my first job.
If you're a grown man, there's no way I would accept $15. I mean, I did for fucking 15 years at the comedy store. Well, I guess I don't know why I did. I'm complaining. That was my pay at the comedy store for
Yeah.
basically my entire time. So, yeah, no, it's brutal. No one wants to I wouldn't want to do it, but we do need them. And you know, it would be fucking awesome if you started umpiring. I would go to every one of your games and ridicule the fuck out of you.
Yeah, and you'd be in the car by the third inning every
You're
game.
out of here.
Hey man,
I come back
You
with
just
the fucking
like-
Bobby Valentine mustache and the glasses, the gonzo glasses. I'd make you call the police, dude.
That's a classic.
I would make you call the fucking police. Yeah, no, I like seeing some baseball fights. People were getting wild at Anaheim, though. They were throwing shit at the fucking
yeah.
onto the field. They threw like fucking gum wrappers and stuff. How crazy. I don't even know what that was about.
Such a sad organization.
Yeah.
You got the
you
two
build
best
something-
players in baseball and you can't build anything around them.
You build a stadium off the fucking freeway. That's really nothing there. It's like, what kind of quality? Yeah, your owner's a fucking owned. What did he own? Parking lots. Give me a break, dude. Come on. Yeah, the whole franchise is really like they need a wake up call out there.
Mhm.
They have, yeah. I mean, look, they have two of the best players.
Two
in the world.
generational players, and one that we haven't seen in 100 years.
One doesn't want to really be part of anything like that, and the other one, you know, is internationally. But I mean, English isn't his first language, and so it's hard to, you know, for him to be like the fucking face, even though he kind of is the face of fucking baseball right now.
Mhm.
Dude, what about this Freddie Freeman shit?
Oh, I thought you were going to
This
say the
is
Pirates.
fucking. What about the Pirates?
You haven't seen what the Pirates have been doing?
No, I mean O'Neill.
They've had 3 players in 11 days hit 3 home runs in a game.
3 players in 11
Three
days.
different players in about 11 or 12 days hit 3 home runs in one game each.
Really?
Something's
Have
going
they-
on in that clubhouse. Like they're
You
They're
think anyone's
they're
going to
eating
look into
right.
it?
No.
Who gives a
It's a
shit?
fluke because two of them are guys that like you would never expect to hit 3 home runs. It's like just a fluke of really good at bats, I guess. I don't know. And then you
Someone
had
did it to the Yankees the other day. And the
well,
Yankees got no
it
hit,
happened
too.
to it happened to the Rays too. They had a player, and this has all happened in the last 2 weeks. I think you've had 4 players that have done it 3 times in a game, but
didn't
3 of
know
those
that.
guys were on the Pirates. Yeah.
Only thing Pirates related I've been watching is O'Neal Cruz, 6'7", play shortstop and throw the ball 98 miles an hour over to first base. Have you guys seen the highlights?
That's
Of this fucking
wild.
guy? This guy, not since Sean Dunston have I seen someone fucking with a cannon like that. This guy has got an absolute fucking missile
Mhm.
of an arm. 6'7", playing shortstop. That's Aaron Judge height, playing shortstop. Covers 2 steps, he's in the fucking hole, can sit there and do the little hand pop with his glove before he throws it because he's got a fucking missile. Has he hit 3 home runs in a game? Is he one of the guys?
He wasn't one of the guys. No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, he's going to be sick. Anything that happens positive for the Pirates, I love it because not only do I think they're a great organization, a great franchise, but they also just always seem to give their best players to the Yankees when they can't afford them anymore, and that I love. No, but the Freddie Freeman thing was wild because, I was surprised when he left Atlanta. I kind of was. I thought he was going to be, the guy there and the face of the franchise. I thought he was, saying all the right things about wanting to be in Atlanta for the rest of his career. So it was one of those things where I was like, oh, I guess money talks. That's the most money he was offered, and that's why he went to LA. And then when he came back to play against the Braves in this last time around, he had a press conference and he talked about how much he loved being there and his time there was so wonderful and his family and how great the organization was to him and drafting him and blah, blah, blah. And literally broke down in emotion, crying. He was like fucking physically like couldn't control himself. And I remember thinking, I was like, what is, I understand like enjoying a place, but like, does this guy not realize he had a choice? He could have gone. I'm sure they made him an offer. He could have gone back there if he really wanted to. Nobody held a gun to his head. He didn't get traded to the Dodgers.
Mhm.
He chose to go. And now it comes out that apparently his agent did not tell him about the Braves' last and final offer, which because he knew, I think it was approximately $20 to $25 million less than the Dodgers, but his agent knew that he would have taken it. So he didn't present it to him. And so he fired his agent like a month later. And now it's all coming out that happened. And word on the street, I don't know if you guys are hearing anything and you're out west, but I've heard he's not exactly happy in LA. So for whatever reason, I don't know. I'm sure his numbers are decent. There's a change of lifestyle and stuff. I'm sure that, they're making him comfortable. But from what I hear is he's not exactly happy in LA. And mostly probably because he knows he wouldn't want to be there if everything he knows, everything he knows now.
That sucks.
Yeah. Now, I don't even know what happened to this guy. I'm sure he got fired by Freddie Freeman. I don't know if he works for a company. Did they fire him too? Jonah was like, is that against the law? And I'm like, I don't think so. It's just really shitty practice. Yeah, shady practice. So I guess it all kind of makes more sense now. You see the emotion that was attached to it because really, there's nothing he can do about it. He signed the contract. He's in it. He can't, I guess he could pull a fucking Kevin Durant and demand a trade, but I don't think they're not doing that NBA stuff. Not at his level, not the first year. So I'd never heard that before. I'd never heard of an agent like withholding an offer or some sort of information that a player would absolutely need to make his decision. It's crazy, right?
But that agent made a few extra million. So,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Whatever it was, 20 something million. There are in the NBA, today's max signing contract day, so there's all sorts of Zach LaVine just signed a max.
You got
contract with
Jalen
the Bulls.
Brunson, man. You're not happy about this?
We'll see. But I was talking about
You
agents.
can't
The
just
first
enjoy
female agent-
anything.
let me make my point first. The first
Okay.
female agent to have a person, a client get a supermax. Devin Booker's agent, and she's also Carl Anthony Towns' agent. So they both got max contracts. So, good for her. A fucking person doing the right goddamn thing by her clients. Yeah, the Kevin Durant thing. All right, fine. Let's
It's
do the Knicks
hilarious.
first. The Knicks. I guess this is what they want. This is what Leon Rose is looking for. He's very close with this. What's the guy's name? Byron.
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson. He seems to be very excited. Jalen Brunson's dad joined the Knicks fucking coaching staff. So yeah, I mean, he was a coach before. This isn't like he's not like not a coach. He was a coach before. He's been on Tom Thibodeau's staff before. So I guess this is the direction that this team wants to go and free up some cap space and go get this guy. Great. We need a point guard. So
He looked good in Dallas. He had a good playoff run.
We had
We can do that for you, Steve.
Kemba Walker thing didn't work out the way it was planned. So we go back to the drawing board again. But it looks like the same thing's happening in Brooklyn anyway. Because now Durant wants out and Kyrie Irving's got to get out. And they got to find fucking places for both these guys.
Have you seen Phoenix maybe giving up on Ayton already?
Yeah, I think they're going to.
So that could be somebody you could go and get.
I mean, maybe. Depends on what they'd want back.
They'd want Randall and probably a few of those picks he traded for.
You can have Julius Randle in a heartbeat.
So you would make
He's
that
given
trade.
up on New York. Yeah, I mean, I would if you were taking back Julius Randle and a couple.
I would do that. I think Ayton's a really good player, and Phoenix is given up too soon on a guy who's going to go somewhere and be a major impact.
And he went to Arizona, which is surprising. He's sort of like a hometown situation out there. But I don't know if. I mean, look, again, I don't know what the Knicks have planned. It was the draft day was fucking crazy. They gave away the picks, and then they got picks, and they moved a couple players around. It just looked like they were trying to save some money and create some cap space for who? I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know who they have their eyes on. Obviously, they wanted this guy.
Kevin Durant.
He's not. Where is he going to go? I mean, look. What if Ayton moves out of Phoenix and he goes to Phoenix? You got Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Chris Paul. That's a formidable. Anywhere he goes, he's not going to go to a team. It's like, oh shit, it's just now Kevin Durant and nobody else. It's a team. You got to be able to trade. Your second best guy has to be good enough that the Nets want him, because no team's going to trade. Like the Pelicans aren't going to trade Zion Williamson for Kevin Durant, because it's like you need both those guys to make a run at something. You got to trade, a secondary guy like Brandon Ingram or something like that. You got to have like a secondary guy good enough the Nets want, plus a lot of draft picks and shit like that. But you don't want to give away your best guy. That's why Phoenix might make sense if Ayton goes. The Knicks don't really make sense because he's going to be the only guy then, really. I mean,
what about the Heat?
The Heat make a lot of sense. I just don't know how they get him.
Well, like you said, Hero maybe. I mean, it'd have to be.
You can't give up Bam Adebayo, who's got like a guaranteed contract, so they can't. So you got to
Hero's not worth KD.
No, but it'd be a package.
He's an off the bench guy.
It could be a three-way thing where someone else gets Tyler Hero.
Yeah, it would have to be
picks.
that.
Then Durant goes to Miami, and then that team, the Nets get fucking whoever from that team that's willing to give up. So and then I think that Kyrie Irving's just going to be probably an afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I certainly don't think both these guys get shipped to the same place.
No,
I don't know who.
but
not
LeBron
even-
was apparently out in New York trying to recruit him, and the Lakers have already put a package together and made an offer.
Yeah, because the Lakers would die to get rid of Russell Westbrook, and this is their fucking way of doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. But the problem is that Russell Westbrook makes 11 million bucks more than fucking Kyrie Irving. So the Nets you're gonna have to, if you want to get rid of him,
You have to really
you're probably
sweeten
gonna have
the deal.
to pay, and you're gonna have to probably pay that difference. So it's not gonna come cheap.
Also,
And again, it's like if you're the Lakers, it's like everyone can say the right things. We've all grown up, but this didn't really work that well the first time. You know, they won one championship, and then this guy Kyrie thought he was better than LeBron. You know, it's like, so I mean, maybe is this a team that can go on a 3-year run? That's what you want to see. You want to win. You're going to make a move like this. It's to win, you know, two championships in the next 3 years. And can they do that? Or is this guy going to go fucking crazy again after they win one championship and, you know, demand a trade or something? You know, it's like, so there's a lot of headaches that comes with, especially with Kyrie Irving, but Kevin Durant's no better. It's very strange how the power has shifted in the NBA from franchises to players. I don't know. I mean, the LeBron James shift was probably the biggest shift. I mean, could you imagine if, I mean, not that I think it was a different time, but do you imagine if Jordan could just demand where he wanted to play and whom he wanted to play with? He really never got a say besides being like, hey man, you got to fucking figure out how to get Scottie Pippen back here. He never really, you know, the guys that showed up were the guys he was going to harass and make better all year long.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the way it was. So,
Which is another reason to look at Steph Curry as an elite player.
mhm.
although I did see a thing where, remember when 2012, when the Warriors tried to trade Steph Curry for Andrew Bogut? I think it was Andrew Bogut. It's like something like that. Like they were actively pursuing that. Yeah, it's. I mean, no. I don't think any franchise has ever like made every decision correctly and perfectly infallible, but it's the shift to the power the players have now is insane. You know, you used to have to just fucking suck it up and like it was shit back and forth. It's like he just woke up and he's like, that's it. Figure out a trade for me. I'm not going to be there this year. It's crazy. It really is crazy. My business partner is going to figure out who I can be traded to with you. That's wild, dude. He's like his own enterprise. He's like a freelance. There are no contracts really in the NBA anymore. They're like suggestions for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
But none of it really means anything. None of it means anything anymore. Speaking of colleges, did you see Ole Miss win the NCAA baseball? It was fucking great. That was like a 12 seed. They barely made it into the College World Series, and then won the whole damn thing. I think if you would have probably won, they were like 75-1 odds at the beginning of the College World Series to win it. Something high like that. It was crazy. But congratulations to them. It was fun to watch.
Oh, if you want a sure bet, Steve?
Yeah, go for it.
Tom Brady take the under on his yard total this year.
What's the total?
I think it's around 46.99, somewhere in there.
So you're saying less than that?
I'm saying less than that. He is not going to have Godwin at the start. He lost Gronk. He lost 2 starting offensive linemen. If he gets hurt and misses a game, there's no way he has the pace to get that many yards in less than 17 games. So I would throw a hundo down on that.
What are the odds that he doesn't get there?
I don't know what they are right now, but
Other the under,
it doesn't matter. You're making money.
Dude, is Brittany Griner going to go to jail for pot in Russia?
It looks like it. It's really sad.
Oh my God. Is it because is it Do you think it's a Russian thing, a black thing, a lesbian thing, a female thing,
I think it's all of the above, and she's a
hot thing,
a celebrity American.
a pot? I mean, it's wild how this is like. I thought this only happens in like Thailand and shit. Did you go to jail for like a small amount of drugs for any reason, just to make a point? It's fucking crazy. Ugh. I'm not going to Russia.
No.
Are you fucking crazy?
Did you have plans to go to Russia?
I did. What if they do a PGA seniors tournament?
They don't even
in
have
Russia?
McDonald's there anymore.
The Moscow Open.
What are you going to eat?
Oh, speaking of that, my buddy Kessler, who caddies for Patrick Reed, he will be a guest on this podcast probably next week to tell me about his first tour event. Well, the Live Tour. They're in Portland this weekend. So I was talking to him yesterday. I'm like, I got to hear about this thing. I was like, I want to come on and talk to you about it. So I want to hear about the experience of the Live Tour and what they're doing out there. So yeah, Patrick Reed's playing out there. They have Brooks Koepka. I don't know if you saw at the US Open, they asked him 100 questions about this. He's like, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to play golf. 3 days after the US Open, he signs on for the fucking Live. And then he honestly put out a statement. He said, honestly, they didn't even come to me till after. Which, I mean, do you believe him?
No. I mean, maybe they came with a huge fat check, but no, that isn't a thing that you just.
I mean, you don't think that if he had not spoken to them, had no affiliation with them, had no contact with them, just as an outsider, wouldn't have gone once like, look, I think it's horseshit what they're doing. I think these guys are fucking money grabbers. I'm here to fucking win championships. And to that effect, I'm not going to talk about this anymore. I'm here. You got to ask questions for the US Open for me? Great. If not, let's move on. That's one way to handle it. Not just like, hey, I'm not going to talk about it. Any questions? And then 3 days later, signing a deal with the fucking questions you wouldn't ask company about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you really didn't have it, the intention, you would have answered it maybe once or alluded to the fact that how you felt about it once and then moved on from it. Especially when people kept asking you over and over. If it was that annoying and you had nothing to do with it, wouldn't you just answer it once so that you can move on to the thing you really wanted to move on to, which was the US Open? Doesn't really make sense to me. But again, you know, now you got a problem because now you've got out of the top 30 players in the world, I think 15 of them are over there. Almost half, maybe half.
Mm-hmm.
And so they got to figure something out real quick. It's not, and the reason I say this is because it's not like it's going to fold. It's not going away. This thing's going to be around. I assume that all these guys that have made announcements that they're going over there, that have now fucking really shit their name in America and at the PGA Tour, have signed contracts. I assume they're not going over there for fucking one day or one tournament to see how it is. You know, this is the commitment they've made now. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be over there. And now they have to, you know, deal with whatever they have going on. Now we'll find out what it is. I'm sure it's fucking lovely. I'm sure. I mean, have you been to Dubai? I haven't, but I've seen pictures. They built a fucking city in the middle of the desert. You know what I'm saying? Saudi Arabians, the Middle East, they're very, very resourceful. So I'm sure these people they're getting treated beautifully, handsomely. But, you know, we'll see. We'll find out what's going on. So this weekend, it's crazy because most people are getting ready for the British Open or the Open, which happens in a week or two.
Yeah,
and British so Open. It's just the Open. It's called the Open.
It's called the British Open. That's why you know, Freudian slip. It's what you really wanted to say.
Anyway, the Open Championship is in a few weeks, and most competitors have gone over to either get acclimated to the weather and play in the Scottish Open, which happens a week before. Some guys are playing in the Irish Open this week. Some guys are playing at I think it's the Byron Nelson here in America. And then some guys are in the Portland area for the Live tournament. So 3 different golf tournaments happening this weekend. And it's sort of splitting. It's the nightmare for the PGA it's having three things that nobody really knows what to watch or how to watch or anything like that, and not having appointment television, which they normally do. So it is going to be crazy to see how this thing plays out. I'm reading the Phil Mickelson book, by the way, which I got for Father's Day, and it's probably the first book that I almost completed in 2 weeks time. It's really
I was going to
good.
say, you told me about that a few weeks ago, and that's not a very thick book, but I'm still proud of you.
I got it for Father's Day, you idiot. And it's how many pages? I'm on 210. I've got
Lucas
30
reads
pages
3
left.
books a day.
Thank you.
You're
Well,
bragging
he doesn't have
about getting
fucking
through
2 kids, dude.
There's probably, how many pages have pictures on them?
100. What? It's a drawing book.
No, we're
dude. I
proud
draw
of you,
pictures
dude.
Phil
We're
Mickelson.
proud of you. You're doing
Yeah.
a good job.
Thanks, dude. Thanks.
Start
There's
small.
a couple words I didn't know. I didn't know what they meant in there.
Yeah, you just asked Tracy.
I think they were French. Hey, pull up who's going to be in the hot dog eating contest this year. We got a Joey Chestnut again this year?
Oh, of course.
Of
But
course we do. Come
yeah,
on.
I don't know. I thought he resigned or he retired.
which is also your birthday, correct?
Yes.
It is. I'm 45. Crazy.
While you're pulling that up, by the way, we talked about forming the league this year, Lucas, last week, and
Yeah.
there's a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
interest. We got to figure out a system to get people in.
For a hot dog eating?
No, for the
No.
fantasy football league.
Okay.
I told you, Squid Game, dude. As long we get the first 8 are in,
We
anyone else
can't
after that
legally
has to
do
fight to
that,
the death.
Steve. I looked into it.
Apparently, Netflix is doing their very own version of a Squid Games, a TV show or something like that. Someone's doing it with like the world's biggest prize in the history of
Yeah,
television.
it's Netflix.
Yeah. So don't tell
That doesn't sound like it's going to have a tiny budget.
I know that.
They're only down 70%.
You know what Jonah said to me the other day? He goes, "Do you want me to watch more Netflix, Dad, so you can be happy when you look at your phone?" Because he sees me every time. Like,
Hey
come
man,
on!
come on, that's sweet. He's trying.
Every day, dude. Every day. I'm like,
What'll make
"Come
it go up,
on!
Dad?
Dad, what's wrong?" I'm like, freaking Netflix is down again today. And he's like, "Do you want me to watch more?" And I'm like, "Oh, buddy. I know. I want you to
Cancel Hulu, cancel
Thanks, Steve.
Disney, cancel YouTube, cancel Spotify. That'll get it to go up.
Oh. What else am I missing? What else did we talk about?
It's
or
Bobby
supposed to talk
Bonilla
about?
Day.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah, 1.1 million.
For the
Holy
next-
shit.
13 years.
Another 13 years. Holy fuck. Good for Bobby Bonilla. Unbelievable. The Mets still have to fucking pay him. I love it. Even this. do you think Steve Cohen even knows what 1 point? Like he probably like
No.
looks in his office for that money. He's probably like, I think I have that in a safe right
Yeah,
there.
it's under the
But
couch.
the funniest thing about it too is that when the Mets signed that deal, they're like, okay, we'll pay 8% interest for the next 25 years, no problem, because we're making 10% interest on our investments with Bernie Madoff. And
Yeah. So they didn't care. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, Bernie Madoff goes down, and I mean, like, that's really what sunk the Wilpons. That
Yeah.
the fact that they couldn't figure out a way out of it. They just tried to just play like they were fine. Nothing was wrong. The Titanic wasn't sinking. They didn't look for any. They had no proactive moves to get out of this thing. I mean, they were selling. Bill Maher had $20 million worth of the Mets. They were just trying to get people to give them money. Now they don't have to worry about that anymore.
now I have
Wow.
I have the odds of the hot dog eating contest.
Oh yeah,
It's
Me
pretty.
neither.
Joey Chestnut is minus 2,500.
Yeah.
he's still in it, I guess, huh?
No
Yeah.
one's touched him the last few years. Not even close. Like double-digit dogs.
I know.
So I don't know. It might be
I mean,
worth it to take one of these newbies. This Gideon Oji, he's
You're
plus
throwing-
2,000.
You're throwing away money.
Is he the second guy plus 2,000?
No, he's like the fifth guy, but
Who's the second guy?
that's Jeffrey Esper, who's plus 700.
That maybe.
He's a 47-year-old
you-
man who they
Oh,
say
fuck no. No. No.
He sounds Jewish though. Jewish people have a big, like when they put their mind to something, they get it done. They're
And
very,
Yeah, he won he's won donut hole eating competitions and pizza eating competitions. So hot dog
he's plus 700.
He's plus 700.
Put $20 on him, $50 on him. What if Joey Chestnut
and
has
you'll
a heart
lose
attack
that
in the
money?
middle?
Joey Chestnut's not gonna. He's going to dominate again. He's not going to lose to a 47-year-old man.
And the over under for how many hot dogs for Chestnut is 74.5.
Yeah.
I think that's lower than it was last year, right? I think last year was 72. I feel like he did 74. I would take the over just because they always seem to know the number that they want to set for next year.
Well, they say he's only gone over twice. He hit 74 on the nose back in. Well, no, I guess he's getting better and better, Steve. I think you're right. So he is 74 in 2018, but then 75 in 2020 and 76 last year.
Come on, guys.
I'll take the over.
Take the over, but don't bet on the winner because you're not going to make money on Chestnut, and you're going to throw money away on anyone else. No one's going to get 60 besides him.
I'm putting $20 on the over and $20 on homeboy second Esper guy, Jeffrey Epstein, to win the second place. And that way, if he doesn't go over and he actually fumbles and fucks up and has a heart attack, Esper comes in, sneaks in the second or first. I'm still winning money. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get your logic.
Awesome. Well, guys, that's the podcast for this week. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be in San Francisco 2 weeks, July 15th and 16th. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, Cobb's Comedy Club. Then the last weekend in July, the 28th, 29th, and 30th, I think it is, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Hilarities in Cleveland. Tickets, steverenneseasy.com or Instagram, or wherever you want to fucking find. You know how to find tickets, guys. You're not dumb. You guys have anything you want to plug?
Austin, Texas, July 14th and 16th.
Hell yeah.
Vulcan Gas Company and then Sunset Room.
Fuck yeah. What about you, Brent? Anything?
I'm just going to be here. I'm going to be here studying for fantasy football.
Oh, fucking nerd.
I'm about to have the greatest season of my life.
That is always, I can't wait for the downfall. I can't wait. When week 3,
You've said that in the past. Buttering. You've said that in the past, and yet here I am. Every year I get stronger.
How many years? You only won $1 million once, so pump the brakes on that stronger shit. That's the podcast for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching, listening, rating, subscribing. We appreciate it. Have a happy 4th of July. Don't fucking blow yourselves up. Eat, laugh, drink, have a good time, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy.